Hello, thank you for joining us. I'm going to talk about the MA in English Literature at Brunel University, London. My name is Professor Philip Tew. I am convener for the MA. In the Guardian University Guide 2016, English at Brunel is ranked 10th in the UK. Our research is of high quality. In the REF exercise 2014 of the scholarly outputs submitted by Brunel English staff in that exercise assessment, 16% were rated 4-star world leading and 48% 3-star internationally excellent, meaning that 64.3% of Brunel English research is highly significant in international terms. Brunel staff are published widely. I myself have published a monograph on the contemporary British novel. One of this MA staff, Emily Horton, and myself co-edited a book on the 1980s, A Decade of Contemporary British Fiction. And one of the other staff co-edited, Nick Hubble, the Science Fiction Handbook. We have teaching excellence at Brunel. There are dynamic teaching methods, seminars, workshops, mini lectures, library work, independent study, extra learning support is available, and there is individual project supervision for your dissertation. We actively seek and respond to student feedback about the learning experience, and there is an ongoing staff-student engagement. Your study schedule for English at Brunel in a full-time mode of study would be 1 year, running from September to the following September. In term 1, you further develop your academic skills, and you have 2 compulsory modules running from October to December. There's EN 5601, Reading, Writing and Research, which looks at library skills, research skills, writing skills, studied through 3 well-known texts. In EN 5604, you do an author studies module, which in the forthcoming year will be focused on the Brontes. In term 2, you extend your knowledge. There are 2 more compulsory modules running from January to March. EN 5602, which looks at post-millennial literature, and in the forthcoming year will focus on contemporary British fiction post 9/11. Another module, EN 5603, is a literary decade, and for the forthcoming year that will be the 1970s. In term 3, you will study for a dissertation on an agreed choice of your own, an agreed topic. And that runs from approximately April until submission in September. There's personal tutoring and academic support, as well as careers advice. A personal tutor is assigned for the entire length of the MA. In term 3, every student is allocated a supervisor to guide them in researching and writing a dissertation. Each member of staff is available to answer questions and provide individual supervision. There are additional support workshops run by ASK, which are freely available. And at a mutually convenient and agreed time, most staff are available for consultation by Skype or phone. Careers advice is available for all students. Don't just listen to us, listen to what some of our students for this year have said. Khaled Al-Lawi says, so far studying for the MA in English Literature at Brunel University, London has been a great experience. The lecturers are very helpful and supportive. Sarah Alenese says, Brunel MA English Literature has been fascinating and rewarding. I've enjoyed every minute and have also acquired critical skills. And I have Sarah with me, and she can add a few additional comments on the MA in English.
Hi everyone, my name is Sarah Alenese and I am a current MA student at Brunel doing English Literature. I'm currently working on my dissertation, and to be honest, it's been a really fascinating and rewarding experience, as I mentioned, and I don't regret having done the MA, and I wish to further develop my studies afterwards, hopefully. And I really enjoyed most of the modules, and it's a really rewarding course to do. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Sarah. And there are some typical questions that we would be asked, and these would be how many lectures per week? Well, in the first term, 2, in the second term, 2, and in the third term, only supervisions. How far away is London from the campus? It's a tube ride away and about 16 miles from central London. You go directly on the Piccadilly line into central London. What sorts of placements do you offer? We don't offer direct placements on the MA, but they can be organised as an additional extra. Do students have any choice over the course? No, at the moment all of the modules are compulsory. The timetable is quite focused. Students study on Wednesdays during term time, and they study the 2 modules in the first 2 terms from 11 until 2, and then from 3 until 6. So you would have 6 hours per week. The dissertation is purely autonomous and self-directed, and it requires a great deal of hours for that study, but you would see your tutor periodically for discussions. And we encourage students to go to graduate school events to increase their capacity to research and write, and these are freely available for students. And why Brunel? Well, Brunel has excellent staff. It's a campus university in London, which is the only one. It is in Uxbridge, which is very pleasant, a nice town with lots of shopping, coffee bars and restaurants, great deal of student life, and we have the advantage of central London, less than an hour's distant, with all of the cultural life there. And you can also study at the British Library, sign on as a reader, and supplement the opportunities you have at Brunel. And maybe Sarah could talk a bit about the life at Brunel beyond simply studying.
Yeah, basically I don't live on campus myself. However, what I've heard is obviously it's been a pleasant experience for those who have lived on campus. You know, everything is quite close by. There's plenty of amenities. The library is open 24 hours, and there's always staff available on hand, and the archive for MA students and those doing the final year especially is a quite extensive archive of documents and articles to access for your studies. So everything's quite easy to access, and it's not really that difficult. And as Professor Phil mentioned, London's not that far as well, and it's just one cheap journey.
And what do students tend to do after the MA? Well, some of them go into work in publishing, in teaching, in other careers as well, of administration and so on and so forth. But many do progress to do PhDs either here or elsewhere and further their research beyond the master's level to doctoral level. And many have been successful in that, having studied at Brunel. So thank you for listening. Hope that gives you some idea of the type of course that we run at Brunel, and I hope that some of you will consider coming and joining us and having a great experience here.